Jawaballs!
Hey there, okay. Just a quick blurb before I get into the Army list, the 2,000 point Army list part 1. I just wanted to talk quickly about the previous videos I had posted up concerning the business over with Canvas and all that stuff. I took down my video because, you know, I felt that, and I also had said on the video itself that it was not going to be up to very long. I just wanted to kind of level some of the stuff that's been being said and deal with some stuff. I don't really care for all the drama that goes on. So anyway, the video has come down. You know, a lot of people had a lot to say, a lot of support and a lot of unsupport, and that's just part of the game. So you know, just again, I want you all to know that I do intend to provide more content, which is something I have been neglecting lately. So hopefully you will enjoy this next set of videos, because this is about Army lists and stuff and tactics, which is something I haven't done in a while. So I'll be doing this, plus I have a 500 point Army coming up, Army list. So okay, more good stuff to come. Okay, here's one that people have been asking for quite a while, so I'm finally getting around to some of this backlog stuff. This video is about my 2,000 point Army from the Nova Open. I don't know if this is exactly the list. I forget exactly what I had, so if you're totaling the points, it may or may not be exactly 2,000 points. I don't remember what I had for power weapons on the list there, but here we go. So I've got 4 assault squads in Razorbacks. 3 of them have las plas. Let me show you my las plas. This is my Mark II las plas with a single las cannon with a viewfinder, and I did my twin link las gun. I just mounted a couple of twin linked or a couple of las guns on a piece of plastic and magnetized it. This is in opposition to this one, my Mark I las plas, where I double mounted the plasma guns into the turret. The reason why I switched it off from there is that you know, there was a lot of people were confused about the fact that they would destroy a single weapon and then argue that both were destroyed. So to make it more clear that the las plas Razorback has actually 2 weapon systems, I mounted them separately. So here they are. So in this squad number 3, as denoted by the yellow with a red blood drop, I had 5 guys, and nothing special about them. Just a 5-man assault squad, sergeant, and 4 dudes. Their job was to sit back and hold objectives. That's all they did. In the next one, black with white X, these guys with las plas, their job was to support my Land Raider. They would move up with the Land Raider. There's no meltagun in here. All there is a squad with a power weapon, and they would get out and join the assault that my Terminators would jump into. The other Land Raider support was actually, you know what? That was wrong. These 2 were the guys. These guys went out and tried to take objectives, because all they have is a power weapon and no meltagun. These 2 squads here are the same. They had meltaguns, a meltagun in each squad and a power sword in each squad. So they were supporting my Land Raider with Terminators, and their job was to move up and flank, give the Land Raider cover saves, sacrificing the Razorbacks, and do their job, get out and help and join the assault if they had to. This is a Razorback with a twin-linked heavy flamer. I simply ran out of points, so I just went with the heavy flamer. But this thing looks pretty bad when it's not broken. I used a flame storm cannon off Land Raider, and actually the tanks on the side are from the old metal ball Predator kit from their flame sponsons. Need to glue this back together again. So the squads inside of here, you know, their job was just to move up and support, go take objectives. In the back here, I've got my 3 autocannon, las cannon Predators, and these things are the meat of my army. Those 3 tanks back there. a lot of dudes just aren't ready for the amount of firepower that these things could put down. And sure, autocannon, las cannon, Preds are well known for the fact that they have a lot of shots, but a lot of guys aren't really ready for the fact that this can move 6 inches and still fire all of its guns. You know, that's pretty dynamic about the Blood Angels. This here, if you look at this one, I wrote Jack there on the title for this one. Its name is Jack. So these 3 tanks account for a lot of damage on the table, mostly because guys choose to ignore them by gunning for the Razorbacks, and then after the first round of shooting, they've done a lot of damage. So these are like the big surprise in my army, these 3 tanks. Autocannon, las cannon, Predators. The next big surprise here is my Land Raider Crusader. Blood Angels on the side there. Turning around, I painted Jawaballs Nova Open on the side in a book. And this thing, you know, I only really care about this to get it for the first turn. And so long as it lives through the first turn, moves 12 inches, and gets those guys ready to deploy, that's all it has to do. And because what's inside there is the meat of my army, the real meat. I know I just called the las Preds the meat, but these guys are where my army wins or loses. I've got a 5-man Terminator assault squad supported by a Terminator priest, a chaplain with a melta pistol, and a librarian. I gave him the strength 10 weapon and the shield of Sanguinius. So, which comes in handier than you think. So the chaplain, you know, of course the melta pistol, his job is to get out and take that last melta shot, and hopefully popping a vehicle, and letting my guys get into assault. And his primary job is to make the squad fearless. And of course you know what the priest does. He grants feel no pain and furious charge to the assault squad. This squad getting the charge, I have 4 assault terminators and 1 with a hammer. This is the Space Hulk model. Let's see if I can give you a zoom on him. So this squad has a lot of tricks going on. Furious charge, fearless, feel no pain. And when I come out of that Land Raider, you know, I've got no qualms about assaulting things that have moved fast, whatever, cover saves, you know, need 6s to hit, because a lot of guys don't realize that the chaplain reroll on the charge grants rerolls against vehicles that have moved fast. So while true, I need 6s to hit vehicles, I still get to reroll all those 6s. So each guy is pretty much going to hit at least once, hopefully more. So, and then they're hitting on strength 5, you know, plus I got a hammer and a strength 10 librarian. So, you know, where these guys really excel is catching like those Eldar guys with their sneaky fire dragons off guard. Or when I played Dash of Pepper, he was unprepared for the assault. I landed on his 3 orc war trucks, whatever those called, the big trucks. When I exploded 2 of them and took the weapon off another. I rolled badly on the 3rd one. But you know, so they do a lot of damage, this Terminator squad. But also they, you know, I'll assault them into anything. I'll assault them into I charged them into a squad of 10 Terminators with Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields. Just took them all down too. Weight of numbers and the strength. You know, I deal an average of probably 22 or 24 shots. Yeah, babe.
Hey, can you try and help me feed him? He's being
impossible. 2 minutes. Wounds, an average of like 22 wounds I deal. Power weapon wounds. Unsavable except for invulnerable saves. So this squad is pretty devastating. You know, all initiative 5 too. Then finally in this list is my Furioso Dreadnought. Blood Talons, a Heavy Flamer, and a Meltagun. And I gotta say, my biggest weakness is this guy in the whole list. and he just couldn't quite cut it for me. He was kind of a waste of points in all 4 of my games at the Open. He just didn't do much. In one game, he ended up contesting stuff at the end and actually serving a purpose, but for the most part, he just kind of failed. He didn't do anything. He just sat around. So anyway, let me come back in a few minutes. I have to go help feed the baby. More to come.